Hi YouTube, today I would like to do a little video on PES 2013, or not really PES 2013, but more things that Konami should do to make PES 2013 the best football game out there. Because PES 2012 has, well, gives me mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about PES 2012. Now, don't get me wrong, I think PES 2012 is still a very good, fast-paced soccer game or football game. It has a beautiful passing system, it works really well, has good pace. I still love the way that your AI teammates are getting better at looking for opportunities to move into space. They seem like they have their own thoughts on what to do and where to stand. So there's more dynamics on the field. They're just not standing around like that anymore, and just there's more happening. There's more randomness. The randomness has always been one of the strengths of PES 20 or PES in general, but especially PES 2012. So Konami, keep the randomness, keep the shooting system works really well. The passing, maybe make your AI teammates a little better. It never hurts. But there are certain things in PES 2012 that I don't like, and I don't like at all. I've been playing PES for years now, and there's never been a PES game that there were things in the game that I really hated, or at least that I don't really like. But this time in PES 2012, there are some things that I don't really like. Now let's start things off with the options. Just the title screen and all the options. PES is getting too complicated. Now I'm not a stupid person, but there are too many options now. You can tweak almost anything. You can tweak the speed of the game. You can tweak whether or not you get AI help and how much AI help. You can basically, there's so many camera angles. It had me confused for a long time just to get the right settings for how I want to play the game. And that gets me a little frustrated, because I want PES to be the game that is easy to play but hard to master. Now I don't need all these little tweaks and options and all that, all this in-depth strategy of, I usually almost play every game with the same strategy. I'm not a kind of guy that's going to tweak everything, every little stuff every player does on the pitch. I just want to have a good time, and PES has always been about fun, but I don't like all these options. Alright, so moving on to the gameplay. Now I said that the gameplay is quite good, and it is, but they have made some changes to it this time, or this year, especially defending. Now defending is a lot harder to do in PES 2012. Now that's okay, but it's okay to make defending more difficult or more realistic. That you cannot just run past every defender, but now you need to sort of press the attacking player, with one of the trigger buttons. I think this is the right one, the trigger button, and you can press the player who's attacking, and then you need to time your move with the X button to basically try and get the ball. Now that is something that is a sort of a hit and miss sort of thing, because timing it right, it just makes the game more complicated. And it's fun to do if it works, but it's more frustrating than it's really realistic, in my opinion. You need to do a lot more things with your controller, whether I think it's not really necessary to do that if you just make the defenders more, I don't know, realistic and harder to beat, and I don't know, just more easy to defend as well, just by using the X um, button. It would be nice. I don't need to press all these buttons just to try and get the ball. It just makes me feel it's just complicated and unnecessary complicated. Now, moving on, the through ball. The through ball has always been one of the, I think, the weakest points, but also the most fun points or parts of PES. In previous installments, through balls were quite easy to pull off, but this time around it's a lot harder because um, you need to use this sort of an off-the-ball kind of technique where you press the right analog stick in order to give a command to one of your players in front who's going to make a run for it. And at that point, you need to time your through ball. And I get that a lot of players have trouble with that, using that technique. Now, I understand the technique. It works for me, but sometimes it's a hit and miss sort of thing as well, because when it works really well. But sometimes when you give this off the ball sort of command to your attacking player, he'll try to run, and then you need to press the triangle button, and there's some sort of a delay, and sometimes your player just doesn't pass. He just sort of does this sort of a special move or something like that, and it gets fucked up. So it doesn't really work that well in the controls for doing the through pass. So I think Konami should change that. Just keep the system but make it work. That's really what I want to say about the through pass. What else? The Master League. Now, I almost only play the Master League, and I love I used to love the Master League. Now they have put more stuff into the Master League, I guess, just to make you more involved in it, or suck you in. But it's just getting weird at this point, because now you need to talk to your players, and I thought it was a fun thing at first, but now it's like they're always complaining, these players, and you only have 3 options to respond to angry players, and which at some point now what kind of response you need to give, just to keep them quiet. And it's just not realistic. It's just they're always complaining that whether they're not playing, so you need to say, okay, next match you'll be playing. They'll say, oh, I'm tired, and then you'll just say, okay, I'll give you rest. All right, you take it easy. Or I don't know, they'll say, why didn't you put me? You put me in a strange position. Okay, I'll put you in your normal position. So it's really robotic. It feels unnatural, and it takes a lot of time just fiddling around these things and all these options. So get rid of that stuff. I don't need it. And the transfers are, the money. It's really weird now. You don't really know whether or not you're going to get enough money to invest in players. So you just have to wait and see what happens. While in previous installments, winning games will give you money in the end, but now you just need to wait and see what the president of the club or I don't know, the board is going to say about your investments. So it's really sort of you never know what's going to happen. So I think the most fun part about the Master League is just winning games, getting money, and investing money in better players. That's why I play the Master League. I don't need all that stuff around that. I don't need to build a stadium. I don't need to talk to players. I don't need all that. It would be nice, though, again, to be able to transfer to other teams if you're doing well, like, as a manager. But I don't know if Konami ever listens to me, but, well, it doesn't really matter. Just work on these things, Konami. If you're listening, if you're watching, work on these things, and you have gold in your hands. You're gonna make a game that's really gonna gonna blow their minds of players and gonna have a lot of fun with. But now, past 2012 is just a little bit too frustrating for its own good. Still a good game, but not as brilliant as I would have hoped. So these are my points, and let me know what you think. If you know what should Konami change? What did you like? What didn't you like? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.